the director, Dan Scanlon. And he plays Ian, the shy but lovable elf with a surprising knack for magic, Tom Holland. And he plays Ian's older brother, Barley, the burly adventure seeker. That's better. Hi guys. Hey. Well, first off, congrats on this film. Congrats on crafting, I think, the first film in Hollywood history that is making us cry over a disembodied pair of legs.
Thank you.
It is hilarious and heartfelt and so emotional. And Dan, I want to start with you. Tell us a little bit about. I know this is a very deeply personal story for you. So tell us a little bit about the origins of the story and what it means to you to be able to tell this on the big screen.
Yeah, you know, it is a very personal story, much like the characters in the movie. My father passed away when I was about a year old, and my brother was 3. So as you can imagine, we don't remember him at all, but we always wondered, you know, who he was and how we were like him. And I think that question became the seed of Onward, which is what if you could meet him? What if you could have one day? And what would you learn? What would you ask? And and then we added elves and sprites to that incredibly sad story.
When did you start writing this?
About 6 years ago.
Okay.
And at Pixar, it takes, you know, a really long time to do the animation, but also the majority of that time is spent on story and rewriting and you know, getting notes on it, thoughts on it.
One thing that I really like in seeing, and I'm not sure that I was ever intentional or if I just noticed this while watching the movie, but it was a note that Dan gave me that was actually against my own instinct. But I'm very glad that we went with what he wanted to on this, which was Barley was never jealous of the fact that he didn't have the magic gift. And I think that to me, I didn't realize until seeing the movie, was something very similar to my own relationship with my brother, in which I was the Ian. I was the younger brother. Have you guys seen the movie?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So
I haven't. They won't show me until the minute. I'll spoil it.
So now that you've seen I get so caught up on trying to explain what the movie is, so if you've seen the movie, this is going to be much easier for me to describe what I'm talking about. But I was Ian, and my brother was Barley. And my brother, for instance, always wanted to be an actor. He was an actor he did plays. The first time I ever saw my mom cry was watching him do a play. He was a Boo Bear in the 1st grade, Christmas play, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Being an actor is awesome. I want to be an actor. My brother did all of these assemblies in high school, so I followed his footsteps. I did all of the assemblies. Anyways, he went in the army and he didn't become an actor, but I became an actor. And there was that moment where Barley realizes that Ian has the gift. And he comes in, and the line, my instinct, I was like, do you think Barley wishes that he had the magic gift? Because he's the one who loves magic. He wasn't able to do this, but his younger brother was. And I think this was really the heart of the film, is he loves his brother so much that he's just so proud of him, that he has this gift, that he's been given this gift. And when I saw that in the movie, how it was expressed, it really made me appreciate how my brother was with me, because my whole life he's always and during my career, only ever been super encouraging and positive about what I've been able to do as an actor. And I think that's what makes this brotherhood and this relationship so special, and it's why grown men come up to me and say, wow, I really was moved, I really cried, just like Field of Dreams or Radio Flyer to me. And the reason why is because it celebrates a love between a brother and between two brothers and that brotherhood. And that oftentimes is not something you see in movies. What you see is the older brother who doesn't let the younger brother hang out with him, who doesn't take him to school, says, get out of here, nerd, get out of here, twerp. It's like that contentious brotherhood. You see that all the time. It's kind of a caricature of what real relationships are with brothers, because the truth is, brothers love each other. And so I love that. I really like that, and I identify probably more with Ian in terms of my own relationship with my brother. But
I think it's interesting. I'm the oldest brother of 4, and Chris is the youngest brother of 2 and sister.
Yeah.
So we kind of switched. So now I'm playing the younger brother and he's playing the older brother. So it's really nice for us to kind of make that switch. And because Chris and I are obviously so close already, before we even came onto this film, it was almost like we were just playing ourselves. But the similarities between Ian and myself go back to more when I was sort of in my early teens, 12, 13. I was a little bit of an introvert. I was a very nervous kid and I had a hard time at school. And it wasn't until I went on this adventure that was Billy Elliot, where I sort of came out of my shell and I became more confident in myself and I believed in myself. And what drew me so much to this character was that we get to see that entire journey that I went on as a kid in him throughout this film. So I just was really happy to kind of pour my past experiences into this process, and I'm really delighted and thrilled to where we got to.
You know, maybe it's a kind of happy accident. I think you know, when we started talking about this idea 6.5 years ago, it was really to try to tell this personal story that we thought other audiences could really relate to. But it is exciting, you know, the future of Pixar. We have a ton of original films coming up, and it is a new decade, and we're super excited about where we're headed and what films are coming down the road. So, yeah.